while most of the cryptocurrency frenzy has been focused on the likes of Bitcoin, Ether, Ripple, many others are still out there. By one count, more than 1,300 cryptocurrencies launched in 2017 alone. And out of all of them, there is Dogecoin. Now, it started off in 2013 as a joke based on an internet meme, but recently it hit a $2 billion market cap. Bloomberg's Remy Inocencio is speaking to its Australian co-founder, Remy.
Thank you very much, Heidi. That's right. I am joined by Jackson Palmer over in San Francisco, joining us at our San Francisco office. Jackson, thank you so much for joining us here. Let's get to the heart of this. So you started Dogecoin as a joke on Shiba Inu memes. I remember those flying around there. Much funny, very crazy.
Wow.
No, that's not what actually. But, you know, why did you start this first of all?
Yeah, so I was really fascinated by cryptocurrency markets back in 2013. Late 2013 was when we saw Bitcoin for the first time really go from $1 up to $1,000 in the space of a couple of weeks. And so I was kind of getting caught up in the mania, the addiction of checking the price every day. And I noticed that a new altcoin was kind of coming on the scene. And altcoin is just an alternative cryptocurrency. And they were always something, coin prefixed with something. So at the same time, I was into the funny Shiba Inu Doge meme, that dog looking at a camera, and I just put two and two together one day while I was sitting down back in Sydney, Australia with a beer and said, I'm going to invest in Dogecoin. I think that's the next big thing. And it just, next thing it went viral on Twitter.
Yeah, and here we are just on January 7th. Dogecoin actually hit a market cap of $2 billion. Let's put this into comparison, guys. Hop into the Bloomberg terminal, #BTV1928 here, so you can actually take a look to see where Bitcoin is there in purple. You can see some of the other ones, Ethereum and Ripple down there. Now, for Dogecoin, it's actually down 60% since that time, Jackson, since January 7th. I know you are a bear. Give me your thoughts, give me your reaction on everything that's happening right now.
Yeah, I think it's not something that we didn't expect. I think, whenever you see a huge exponential rise in the price of something overnight with very little kind of technical development, or announcements coming out, it can be a sign of a bubble, and you can expect a correction in any market that happens. So I think that's what we've been seeing a lot lately. I think we've been seeing a lot of what I like to call kind of blind investing. And what's happening is people are having this FOMO, this fear of missing out. They're throwing a large sum of money into something, and they're not doing the due diligence until after the fact.
Now, you created Dogecoin, though. Are you shaking your head now that it's exploded and now receding?
Not really. I haven't really been involved closely with Dogecoin for a couple of years now, mostly because it started as a joke, and I think it's important that it stays that way. For me now, I really think of Dogecoin as kind of my barometer for how much Bitcoin mania and crypto mania has kind of taken hold, and how much kind of dumb money is flowing into the space. If a coin that hasn't had development in multiple years can go up to $2 billion, then it's really a sign of the times, and I think that's something that a lot of more people should be paying attention to.
Now, part of me is wondering how much of this is opportunism here. There is a chart that we just came out just in the past 24 hours or so with regards to the ICOs, the initial coin offerings here. And just in 2017, we hit a record. I mean, there wasn't anything to begin with, really. But $6.8 billion in terms of ICO money raised in 2017 alone. To what extent do you think that this is opportunism that we really need to be aware of?
I think it's definitely opportunism. I think there's a lot of money flowing around in the economy because of Bitcoin and its rapid price surge. And so you have a lot of these, in many cases, young investors trying to figure out what to put their money into next. And obviously there's opportunists that are going to cash in on that. I think that the thing that we're seeing, though, is we're seeing a lot of companies just pop up out of thin air with, not very many credentials behind them or not even a business model to speak of. And so that's kind of alarming that people are putting their money in there just to quickly flip it later on.
Right. Now, okay, make a forecast here. I know you're a bear. Where do you think cryptos are going to fall in terms of a percentage by the end of this year?
Yeah, I think that's a hard one to call. I think that in many cases, it's hard to say whether the bubble can, keep growing versus whether it'll pop. I think ultimately it is a case of when, but that's not to say that the thing couldn't grow, another 10x before the end of the year. And so it's really to be seen. Personally, I think what we're going to start to see is what I said earlier, with people starting to do due diligence on this stuff that they're investing in. And as they do that, they're going to start to say, oh no, I put my money into something that either has scaling issues, has problems from a technical standpoint. Maybe that wasn't such a good investment. And I think that's actually what we're starting to see right now. As you mentioned, cryptocurrencies are kind of having this steady decline right now.
Right.
I think we're going to see the same thing just kind of continue through the year rather than be a rapid drop overnight.